Okay, alright. Wait, where's my... Oh, there it is. Back here. Refresh. No, not yet. If I go here. No. Never mind. No. Sorry, I was trying to find my own live stream on my cell phone. Yeah, it's going to appear eventually. Anyway, finally, we're going to end this event. Which is a good moment to end the event. I don't think, well, considering that there's just 3 stages remaining before the end, I don't think it's going to take that long. Especially when all of them are combat stages. Let me just put a bit louder for me. Now, CA17. Oh, back to the helicopter. As the helicopter races through the jet black sky, it slowly descends and emerges from the cloud cover that prevents others from noticing it. I can't help but worry as I look at my reflection in the window and back at the terminal in front of me. The terminal displays a connection lost icon. I sighed, then tried to re-establish the communications link. Groza, do you read me? Come in, Elmo. However, the only thing I hear from my earpiece is the hissing of static. I've been trying to contact them throughout the entire flight, but I haven't been able to get through so far. I clench my fist and glance unhappily at the hovering Dandegate. Didn't you say you could maintain comms with the Elmo no matter the distance? That would require the local signal markers to be intact. So the nearby signal markers have all been destroyed. Considering the scale of the enemy attack Groza mentioned, that's definitely a possibility. It also means the opposition prepared that ambush well. While they are going up against the Elmo, I can't underestimate the reaction speed of these black armored Mangi security troopers. I look out the window at the ground below. The pass I told the Elmo to head toward is right below us. I head over to the cockpit, where Sharkry and Centauresi are sitting in the pilot and co-pilot seat. Sharkry, descend 200 meters and then maintain altitude. Okay. Have the helicopter's rocket pods been reloaded? Topped up and ready to go. Good. Centauresi, when we fly above the pass, try to use the vehicle radio to establish comms at short range. Commander, the enemy might discover us if we use the radio. It's alright. They want to be able to respond. The helicopter soars through the air above the pass, and I can see quite a number of ant-like vehicles swarming the entrance. There are intermittent flashes of light in the settlements at the mouth of the pass. There are people exchanging fire there, and it's plain to see that our people are among them. Looking further into the distance, I see the MBV crawling along as it trails a huge plume of black smoke. It's traveling slowly, but it's already drawn away from the firefight. Centauresi turns on the radio and I begin hailing it. Soon, I hear Mayling's voice amidst the noise. Mailing, do you read me? Commander? Thank goodness, I got through at last. Calm down, Mailing. What's happened? What's happening now? We're being chased by lots of enemy armor. We headed to the town you mentioned earlier, but there were enemies there waiting to ambush us. Leader Groza took the dolls out to intercept them, and she said she would blow up the road on this side. So they saw through it, huh? Can you contact Groza? No, I can't. Leader and the others haven't been responding since just now. Do you think they are in danger? I'll go back them up. You keep driving the Almo and don't stop for anything. Got that? I got it. Commander, please bring back Leader Girls and the others. Leave it to me. I put down the handset and returned to the passenger cabin. I look around at the dolls holding their weapons and ammo, then begin handing out combat assignments. Dayan, Jiangyu, Zhaohui, Centauresi, you'll be forming a squad to assist and relieve Groza's team. You already know who Groza is. The other 3 members of her team are a doll with bunny ears, a doll with a purple cape, and a doll with Mr. Pizarro's backpack. You should be able to recognize them at a glance. Don't get stuck in with the enemy. Find them and bring them back to the chopper ASAP. Understood. We'll take care of it, Commander. Time to show you the power of an elite doll, Commander. Coffney, you're in charge of protecting Melanie. Do not leave her side for a moment. Yep. Are you alright with that, Melanie? I am okay. Alright, prepare to move out. I head back to the cockpit, instructing Sharkry to overfly the firefight. Once we are above it, I point out at a largely intact building, and Sharkly immediately picks up on what I want and descends. Let's go. Centauresi and Dayan open the hatches on their respective sides of the chopper, and a ferocious downwash screams in from outside. The dolls stand by the open doors while Coffney shoots Melanie from the howling winds with her body. The helicopter nears the target's building. The dolls jump out when it's roughly 10 meters above the roof. Time for a Griffin airdrop. Watch this, big sis. Jiangyu does a magnificent flip in midair before touching down. Dayan, who has touched down alongside her, glances at her sister before reapproaching her. Be careful, Jiangyu. We are in combat zone now. But that's what I want. It feels just like old times. So this is what you used to do. No wonder you're always so restless. Why, you jelly? Ladies of Musum, let's head out. Pardon us, Miss Centauresi. Let's go. The dolls dart into the building and the helicopter pulls up again as it heads towards the mouth of the pass. Looks like it's about time. From the co-pilot seats, I see multiple IFVs working their way through the town area. They are driving single file towards Yelmo, the perfect opportunity for us. Sharkry, target this road and blow up all those IFVs. With crap. Will do. The helicopter adjusts its position as it hovers, then plunges in for a strafing run. Rockets scream out of their pods in rapid succession, and explosions erupt along the length of the road, turning the IFVs into burning wrecks. Groza feels her frame hit the ground hard with a dull thud. In the wake of the deafening explosions, the walls of the pass crumble and the ruined buildings nearby collapse, engulfing the fleeing Mangi security troopers. She can hear their screams. She can see the mangled remains of humans that have been blasted into gory chunks. and she can feel their hot blood raining down on her. But wait a minute. Didn't she just... Rosa thinks back to what she was doing before she found herself collapse on the ground. The dolls feel like this after they blown themselves up. It doesn't seem any different from normal. She recalled a time when scientific advancements in this world was still limited, and humans believed that after death, they would become something called ghosts. Entities left behind after one's death. Then, is she some kind of data ghost now? Rosa lies motionless, trying to clear her head. In her recollection, she was preparing to press the button on her detonator, but then the IFV before her suddenly exploded, and a massive shockwave sent her flying. Rosa looks down at her right hand. The detonator is still there, but she did not press it. Then, what was that explosion just now? Before she can think about it, the sounds of more gunfire and explosions come from the other side of the rubble. Looks like the opposition hasn't given up yet. They are trying to blast a hole in the debris of falling rock blocking the path, so the troops outside can get inside and continue fighting. Once again, there is another deafening explosion. Rocks and debris fly everywhere, and the blocked passages show signs of clearing. Another one, and... the rubble blocking the path is completely blown away. You can hear Mangy troopers approaching, so close that she can see their grey helmets through the breach. Is this the end? No, not yet. Bullets suddenly fly past her, accurately striking the Mangy troopers in the head. Shocked, Rosa looks back and sees the dolls rushing out of the smoke and running to her side. Let's go! Reinforcements arrive just in time. Once again, thanks Lunasia for changing our destiny. Miss Grozen, are you alright? Are you the reinforcements sent by the commander? Miss Grozen, do you not remember me? Oh, this is awkward. Yes, I am. Master sent me to help you withdraw. Where are the other dolls? They are behind me, fighting in the streets. They are engaged with the enemy. They need backup. Understood. Oh fuck, I misclicked. I'm so sorry. Well, I can't go back now. Understood. We'll leave these things on the side too. Please, stay still, Miss Grozen. You sustained severe damage to your frame. I will drag you out of here. Nemesis, what happened to your cover fire? Departure lost in hidden friends. What do you mean you ran out of ammo and now, of all times? Get it together already. Are there dolls approaching us from over there? They're fast. Are they enemies? Don't shoot, we are friendlies. Are you dolls from the Almu? Yes, we are. We are from Monsoon Squad. The commander sent us back to back you up. We'll be covering your withdrawal. So the commander sent you, but leader's still out there. Our teammates will bring her back. Let's take care of the enemies in front of us first, shall we? Sounds great. Time to give those bastards a spanking. Oh boy. Okay. All right. So what do we have here? Girls, according to the story, she's still recovering. So let's bring Diane instead. Krolik, Nemesis, and Vetplane. Okay. All right. And this seems to be a new map. Does this water thing has any stage effects? I wonder. Oh, more spider cube looking things. Let me see. I go all the way here. It really needs to go all the way here. And this tiles doesn't seem to have any special effects to them. Oh well, let's just do... Can I do this? A quick buff, followed by a simple attack. Ooh, and a tank, aren't you? But you are not. And then just stay there. Kill this guy. Now, Vepley. Ooh, look at this beautiful, beautiful thing. Krolik, please do the honors. Now. Oh. Now, to finish this, let's just do this. Easy. The red-haired woman anxiously studies the messages on the screen, not even realizing that her cigarette has almost burned itself out. Half of the IFVs she sent into the town have been destroyed. The other half have been wedged outside by falling rocks and rubble. Meanwhile, there is a ceaseless stream of casualty reports from her omen forces. Just now, the dolls that jumped out of that helicopter had completely eliminated any chance she had of wiping out those encircled dolls. Oh, let's go! Fuck you, woman! That helicopter had shown up with incredible timing and practically destroyed her entire deployment in an instant. Could it be that the fleeing MBV had only been a decoy? Now she starts to give us a bit too much credit right here. Was she the one being ambushed all along? The confidence she had started with crumbles in an instant, and Lentine can't help but wonder if there's a bigger trap waiting for her behind all this. Any other person would probably not be able to do it, but she can't even begin to imagine what kind of strategies that man who came back from Frankfurt can employ. Lentine's underestimation of him has already cost her dearly, and right now, she knows that her only choice is no choice at all. Contact all squads. Have them begin withdrawing. Load up the dead and wounded where possible and return to our muster point. But, Adjutant, we can still fight. We still have those dolls surrounded. And what if they have more dolls lying in wait for us? But we still have a perimeter lockdown mission ahead of us. We can't lose any more men. Bring everyone back, now. Yes, ma'am. Damn it! Kenny angrily punches his seat before leaving the IFV. He doesn't look back. It is only now that Lentine notices the burning pain at her fingertips. He clicks her tongue and drops the cigarette butt. Its lingering heat scorches a black-edged circle on the intelligence report lying on the floor of the vehicle. Lentine picks it up, preparing to throw the pages that made her lose so much out of the vehicle. However, her hand stops halfway, and Lentine instead throws the report back on the ground. There's a strange feeling in her heart. It's been there for a full 10 years, appearing in her dreams, showing up whenever she doubted herself, forcing her to find all kinds of excuses for her actions in order to get it under control. As it is, she can no longer hold it back. The feeling that utterly denies all the choices she has made, an emotion that completely crushes her soul into the dirt. How? How is it that he can still beat me, even after falling so far? Why would he give it up on everything even when he's still capable? It makes no sense. She has to ask him and find the answers to that question. Lentine grabs her gun and stands up, throwing open the IFV's hatch. He clenches her fist, driving her nail so deeply into her palm that blood begins welling up and dripping from her hand. It shouldn't be this way. Come on, load up! Minsu's squad brings the Elmo dolls to the roof of a nearby building. As the helicopter slowly touches down, I open the hatch so the dolls can rush inside. Dai and the others bring Krolik, Vapley and Nemesis with them into the helicopter, which makes the passenger compartment feel a little cramped. Zhaohui and Jiangyu reflexively take up positions on the edges of the cabin, guns raised and scanning their surroundings. Commander, where did all these people came from? Sorry. No, actually it works. I read it's all wrong. But the semantic of it or the meaning of it's still the same. So it's fine. They are old friends. Where's Groza? Miss Santoresi said she was helping to evacuate Groza. I look down, but there's no sign of them. I pick up the handsets and hail Santoresi. Santoresi, where are you two? Master, Miss Groza is badly hurt. The enemy caught up to us and we are trying to hold them off. Find a way to indicate your location. Got it. I hear a magazine change over the transmission. Shortly afterwards, I see a stream of tracer rounds hurtle into the sky. I immediately point in that direction and order Sharky to dust off. Once we reach the area above the tracers, I clearly make out Santoresi and Groza fighting off the enemy from behind cover. Jiang Yu and Zhao Hui immediately rake the enemy support weapons with gunshots, and the suppressive fire from the distance eases off. Santoresi looks up at the helicopter and takes advantage of the lull and the shooting and grabs Groza and heads for the nearest roof. A pair of missiles fly towards the helicopter, but fortunately Sharky has been slowly orbiting the site and dodges them. Gaia moves up to the doorway and joins the other dolls in suppressing the source of those rockets. Meanwhile, I get Sharky to rapidly descend and get as close to the building's edge as possible. Just as the helicopter levels out, Santoresi appears on the roof, carrying Groza. She widens her steps and picks up speed, jumping off the roof with Groza. The two of them slam into the helicopter like a cannonball. Fortunately, the other dolls help them soften the impact. Diane helps Santoresi lay Groza on the cabin floor, while Jiangyu immediately closes the hatch. Seeing that everyone is aboard, Sharkry immediately climbs into the air, beating a hasty retreat while being pursued by more rockets. The helicopter flies towards the Elmo. Fortunately, the roof landing pad isn't too badly damaged. Sharkly lands the chopper on the Elmo. The dolls dismount, waiting for further instructions. I look into the distance. The Elmo is clear of that ruined town, and the enemy shows no intention of continuing the pursuit. I signed in relief, then return my attention back to the dolls. Rosa's frame is riddled with shrapnel. Krolak and Nemesis are carefully unloading her from the helicopter. Groza, are you alright? I'm fine. I'm sorry. I almost failed to complete my mission. It was my fault for coming back late. Don't speak, you need repairs. Rosa nods and closes her eyes. Why she looked so happy while closing her eyes? I hear the chime of the hangar elevator nearby, and Mei Ling rushes out as the door opens. Commander. Leader, are you alright? Groza shakes her head, but does not respond. Mei Ling, you have done a great job. Now I need you to do a little more. Got it, I will start fixing Leader right now. With Mei Ling urging them on, Krolak and Nemesis help Groza to the repair bay. Will Leader really be alright? I hope it's just surface level damage. You'll have to wait for Mei Ling to finish running diagnostics. Speaking of diagnostics, why don't you give Mei Ling a checkup? After that, we can get her a room to rest. Alright, come with me, okay, Melanie? Melanie glances at me, obediently follows Coffin down the stairs. I have aptly given the other dolls a tour of the Elmo, which also includes performing a damage assessment of the stricken areas. I head back to the ops room. Thanks to the recent attack, it's a total mess. Glass panels have been broken and fragments are everywhere. I can't help but sigh as I think about how the Elmo had just been repaired not long ago. Oof. Yeah, that sucks. Only for it to be reduced to this state once again. I sit back down on my chair. Who would have thought so many things would have happened in the course of just one day? The hitherto silent Dundagate flies above my head once again. Dandelion's smug voice rings out from above me. What does she have to say now? Please, just tell me it's good news or something. What an exciting day this was, Commander. Does it remind you of your griefing days? I can't help but be reminded of them. I reach up to grab the Dundagate above my head, but it nimbly evades my grasp. Little. The Dundagate flies before me and projects Dandelion's face again. He is yawning and stretching lazily. So, were the day's events a coincidence that you arranged too? How could that be? The only coincidence I arranged was for you to meet Monsoon and the Zucchero, but then you ended up rewriting the script in your own way. I had nothing to do with the encounter in that underground lab, the fight with Maggie Security, or that girl. Oh, really? Anyway, about the data you found in that underground lab, have you learned anything yet? I found a piece of information before we left the range of the signal marker network. As it turns out, there has been a string of missing persons and cultist activity cases filed with the police departments of the various major districts and the nearby satellite cities. So far, I've read it through 800 plus reports, over 13,000 pictures, 46 videos, and the material involves over 8,000 people. Right now, I'm trying to analyze similarities and sort them to see if I can find any clues. However, the reports are all highly organized, and there are signs of systematic internal tampering in addition to the confusing information. What? So, give me a little more time, okay? It's only been half a day. Even I can't digest all this at once. The rest will just have to wait until my connection to the signal marker network is restored. However, there seem to be some similarities between the experiment you found and what Tide 404 is investigating. Perhaps they might be able to give you a lead to follow. I trust you haven't forgotten them yet. How could I ever? Lena assigned you to go pick them up, right? Groza and the others were attacked on the road to get them. They were probably the same people as the ones who attacked 404. That's my guess too. According to the PMC registration database, Mangi Security is supposed to be a small independent company with less than 100 employees to their name. It looks like the NOMFA NOMFA must have messed up really badly if they managed to overlook a company with this level of equipment and manpower. We will tell Kalin about this afterwards. However, we've been cut off since just now. We can't contact anyone, be they 404 or Lena. The enemy is smart. They knew to destroy the signal markers. However, I doubt this will pose a problem for 404. You mean? I mean something like this. Dandelion points to the Optiroom main terminal. Suddenly, it buzzes with a comms request. I glance at Dandelion and then I rarely put it through. Hey, looks like I finally got through. Man, it sure was hard fixing a signal marker with hardware this old. Man, Clucky would have killed me if I didn't fix it. Ugh, just thinking about it scares me. For a moment, I'm not sure how to answer. There is a look of doubt on my face as I listen to the voice on the line. No response? Hello? Can you hear me? I'm connected, right? You haven't forgotten who I am, have you, Commander? There's a brief burst of noise. The video window dissolves into static and then clears up. There's a man with his back to the camera. He seems to be banging on something. There is a burst of sparks and then the man throws his wrench aside and slowly turns around. As he does, the man's face is revealed by the cold light of the overhead fluorescent lamps. Wait a minute. Is that you? Here? Let's go! How's this guy's sisters doing? How is she looking like after 10 years, I wonder? Sadly, from what I have seen on Twitter, I don't think she is going to appear yet. But man, it's good to see Deer again, despite the fact that it has been since GFL1, the little boy have not made a lot of appearances throughout the story. I wonder if he still has his cross-dressing tendencies still. Outside the Elmo's windows, a sandy gust of wind speeds through the darkened sky. There are no alien corpses here, or nauseating monsters. The endless sands are as clean as though nothing had ever happened. The helicopter slowly lands on the Elmo. The dolls open the hatch and jump down from the chopper, while Deer follows behind them as it touches down on the Elmo. After receiving Deer's distress signal, Centauresi took Diane and the others to the beacon station where Deer was. As per our previous comms, I learned that he had come to offer assistance after 404 had gone missing. But by the time he arrived at her location, he found that all the signal markers in the region had been destroyed, and that Mangi security had seized control of all the roads leading in and out. In the end, he became trapped there. Fortunately, Lena had given him the Elmo's comm code, so he managed to contact us after fixing a signal marker. We didn't encounter any enemies at the signal marker. The helicopter returned to the Elmo after taking Deer aboard. The dolls returned to the repair bay to rest, while Deer came to the ops room. I gave him a quick once-over, and can't help but feel unfamiliar with his look. Man, he grew up! What's up with this little monocle thing? No, wait, it's not a monocle, it's just some weird glasses. What's wrong, Commander? Why are you looking at me like that? Well, it's been a long time since I last saw you. I didn't expect you to grow up like this. Well, I am human, after all. Our looks are different from those we grow up fast. Yes, of course I know that. That said, what's more interesting in this is that you're still helping out Squad 404. There were times when I asked myself, why am I even putting myself through all this crap? But hey, in for a penny, in for a pound, right? And besides, I heard that the Elmo would be helping them out, and I always wanted to take a look around the Elmo. Is this thing really that interesting? Of course it is! After all, it's a cutting-edge IOP product, the final glory of the NSU's heavy industry, and one-of-a-kind model whose like will never be seen again. Yeah, it sounds pretty awesome. Honestly, you don't even know how valuable this thing is, do you, Commander? All I know is that thanks to its workshop bills, I have trouble just getting enough water to drink as it is. Hey, you get what you paid for. Would you mind if I upgraded the comm system over here? Be my guest. I step aside and Deer takes out a bunch of strange devices before starting work on the command console. After some banging and fiddling, I see a screen on the console's monitor that I have never seen before. What's this? I upgraded the Elmo's comm system. and also set up a temporary encrypted comms channel. I'm sure there were cases in the past where your transmissions were leaked to the outside world, right? Why do you ask? Lena told me about it. She said that after Miss Kalina found out that the non-fuss comms had been cracked by others on multiple occasions, she told 404 about it and asked them to improve their signal encryption. Leva felt that relying on an encrypted channel alone was pointless, so not only did she boost the encryption on all their communications, she also installed a honey trap in 404's information systems. Any visitors who haven't been invited by 404 will receive a special surprise from them. Unfortunately, the upgraded technology still hasn't managed to catch that visitor, who stirred up so many times before. The encrypted comm channel I set up here is similar to the one Squad 404 is using now. This way, we can better ensure data security between both sides. If that's the case, Alina had best upgrade on her end too. Well, about that, I don't dare to mess around likely with things on non-fuzz end. Although, I think that's where the biggest hole in security is. So, you think the non-fuzz is problematic? Like, it would be strange if a government organization of that level didn't have loopholes, right? I fall silent for a while and don't respond to Deer's words. In principle, I trust Kalin unconditionally, but she's part of the Nonfa and I can't make up my mind about them right away. After some thought, I decided to change the subject. Oh, yes. You were saying that Lena asked you to come over? Yup. Earlier, Clue K mentioned having trouble getting network signal, so Lena sent me over to help troubleshoot things for her. At first, I thought it was just a standard mission, so I took my family helicopter over and paid for transportation and tools myself. Now that I think about it, Clue K really is too stingy. Sometimes I forget how much Deer's family is loaded. So you entered the Yellow Zone all by yourself? Well, the danger level for this place wasn't high and my truck had good specs, so the Vertigers had trouble catching up. I thought I could just find the signal marker, drop off an enhanced base station and be done with it. But turns out every single signal marker I encountered along the way was completely destroyed. The only one whose internals I could even begin to repair was the last one. After that, I found out that the way out was completely controlled by Mangi forces. I figured that they would shoot me full of holes first, even if I tried to go back. Luckily, I met you, Commander. Otherwise, I would have been totally screwed. Saying so, Deer fiddles with the console interface and rescans for new transmission channels. The moment the rescan finishes, a shining point immediately appears on the screen. What's this? It's a transmission base station. It's broadcasting right now. Can I connect to it? Yes, do it, now. Deer connects to the transmission. A rapid, loud voice speaks over the channel. Oh god. 3762nd Platoon of the Environmental Survey Corps. We have an emergency and need support. I repeat, we need support. Survey Corps? Aren't those the forces that 404 are working with? Can we communicate with them? No, There's no response. This is an audio clip on a looped broadcast. Can we backtrace their signal then? Sure we can. Alright, location confirmed. They are not far away. I pick up my terminal and contact Santoresi. Master? Santoresi, I have a new assignment for you. Get ready for battle along with Musum squad and meet in the hangar. Understood. Preparing now. I have Deer sent the coordinates to the dolls and look out at the night sky as dark and mysterious as this mission. This might be our break in finding Hyde 404. Oh boy! Okay, alright, reinforcement. Let me see. Musum squad. It's composed of Macchiato. Centauri. Sorry, the Musum squad is composed of Diane, who's already there. What else can I bring? Okay. Santoresi and Sharkry? Alright, okay. Eliminate all enemies, achieve victory, win within 7 turns. Lose no more than 1 unit. Sounds easy. Just 5 enemies. Now, where are all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got it. Well, let's start with this. Easy. Now, Sharkry. Let's see. Upgrade here. Sorry, not upgrade, buff there. Kill the diner gate. Go here and wait. Sharkry. Just kill this guy. Then, kill this guy. Boom. Easy. Ouch. Little weeboo, I see. He's going to freaking die. Just like this. Oh, okay. Never mind them. Yeah, nah, never mind. One-shot it. Get one-shot it, idiots. The helicopter takes off from the Elmo. I decide to head over to the repair bay while waiting for news. I leave the ops room after telling the Dunda Gates to keep an eye on the Elmo's status and its surroundings. Deer follows me down too. When we enter the repair bay, we see Mei-Ling performing the final adjustments on Groza, while the other dolls keep her company. Commander, you're here. Yup. How are things? Mei-Ling says things are okay, but just now leader... Korluk immediately shuts up when she realizes what's going on and pushes Nemesis and Vapli out of the room. Right, we are going to check on the rest of the Elmo. You guys have a good chat, Commander. After the dolls leave the room, Rosa sits up on the diagnostic slab. Rosa, are you alright? Commander, I'm fine. Thank you for sending me. Yeah, things were really close out there. Mei-Ling, how is Leader's frame? I was startled when I first saw her, but when I ran my diagnostics, I realized there weren't that many penetrating injuries. Fortunately, most of the wounds were caused by shrapnel. While it caused a certain amount of damage to her limbs, we can fix them with replacement parts. That's good to hear. After seeing that Groza is alright, I managed to calm down at last. I step aside to make room for Deer, then introduce him to Groza and Mailing. This is Mailing. She's the Almus chief engineer. Groza is the leader of the Almus Doll Squad. Deer nods to them. Mailing returns the nods a little timidly. And this is Deer. I guess you could call him 404's. Just call me 404's technician. I will do everything I can to help you during the upcoming operation. Nice to meet you. Oh, alright. Groza nods to Deer. For some reason, Groza seems to be acting strangely. Suddenly, Deer's eyes light up and he excitedly rushes over to the slab behind Groza. Puzzled, I follow his movements with my eyes and see him practically skip over to where Sextant is lying. Oh, that's right, sorry, I forgot Sextant existed. Forgot that she was still there. I wonder if Deers knows anything about third generation doll. Sextant's frame has been badly damaged. Just about all her exposed skin has been destroyed and her body is also badly deformed. You even have a third generation doll? You know this is a third gen doll? Of course I do. This is the latest tech developed by the Orlog conglomerate. Even the core collaborator companies who are working on it needs to wait in line for 6 months just to look at the relevant files. I can't believe you've gotten so rich and powerful after not seeing you for so long, Commander. Rich and powerful, huh? I don't know about that, dear. Oh, I just picked her up by accident. By accident? A third generation doll costs as much as a skyscraper. And that's just the financial cost alone. This isn't the sort of problem we can solve with money. Well, it's a long story. We fought her during a previous mission and then she suddenly showed up near the Almo. We dragged her on board after we smacked her around for a bit. To think you actually managed to beat a monster of that level. Looks like you've been lying about your combat strength, Commander. Well, not really. There seemed to be something wrong with her when we ran into her. Both her perceptions and memories were confused. Maybe you could help me take a look at her? Happy to help. Still, in her current state, well, the materials for repairing her would cost an astronomical sum. I coughed to hide my awkwardness. Oof, sucks to be poor. Is there a cheap way to do it? Cost aside, the main problem is that my understanding of third generation dolls is surface level at best. Frankly speaking, I don't have much confidence in doing it. Well, you've got a chance now. Yeah, I think so too. Well, since I've got a chance to take a crack at this, don't mind if I do. Deer pulls out his toolbox and produces a plethora of instruments I have never seen before. After plugging all manner of cables into Sextant's access port, Deer's instruments begins to flash and make noises. It's a mess in there. Junk code and bad sectors everywhere. Her brain was pretty much mush when we met her. Upon seeing that we are discussing sextants, Mei-Ling helps Groza off her slab and walks over to me. While you weren't around, Leader tried hacking into her neuroclouds to gather information. Why would you take that risk? Her firewalls were down, so I judged that hacking into her would not pose any risks. I see. So, did you make any progress? Our neurocloud was a mess when I hacked in. My guess is that it was severely damaged by a fusion experiment. I tried connecting to her level 3 base layer and learned some things. Apparently, someone ran an experiment on her and deliberately destroyed her. However, her internal files were too badly damaged and I couldn't make out any details. I see. Dear, I need the information in her neurocloud. Please help me fix her neurocloud as best as you can. Why don't you ask for the moon too while you're at it? Deer takes out another little electronic device and hooks it up to several small cables from Sexton's head. After a while, the connections crackle and throw off sparks, even setting the device Deer is holding on fire. Short circuit. How is it? It's like what Leader Groza said. Someone wrecked the Sturgeon doll's neurocloud almost to the point of complete destruction. However, whoever did it targeted all the vital and irrecoverable parts of the neurocloud. See, although her frame structure is still largely intact, it's almost inoperable. It's kind of like if a neurosurgeon went and severed linkages in a human brain. There aren't many destroyed nodes, but the neurocloud module is pretty much a write-off. There's really nothing we can do. No type of information at all. Also, it seems her body. Gear narrows his eyes and carefully studies an almost destroyed portion of Sexton's epidermal layer. Something wrong? No. Though, why would anyone make a doll frame out of this? Pretty imaginative, I have to say. Is there any material you haven't seen before? Well, it's not like I haven't seen it before, just that I never thought anyone would make a frame out of it. Get to the point, what is it? Deer thinks for a moment, then reaches into his toolbox and takes out something that looks like a microscope. He looks for a place on Sexton's body, then sets it up and calls me over. Here, Commander, take a look. What is this? It looks like some kind of biological tissue, or rather, some kind of cells? Looks like someone was trying to fuse this doll frame's materials with some kind of cell. Shriek cells? Shriek cells, perhaps? That's a little surprising. The cells don't look very active. Looks like the fusion didn't work. I think about what Deer is saying and then I suddenly sense something staring at me. When I turn around, I suddenly notice a little figure standing in the doorway. There is the pitter-patter of footsteps, and then Puffin appears from the doorway as well, grabbing the arm of the little figure. Melanie, what are you doing here? There's something here. Melanie? Upon hearing my words, Melanie reflexively backs away. So, you adopted a daughter as well? Look, it's a really long story. Hi, hello, Melanie. Melanie backs away even further. Do I really look that scary? Coffee, wait, what were the results of her checkup? Melanie's vital signs are all stable. Too stable, in fact. Melanie ignores the exchange between Coffee and me. She raises her hand and points to the doll behind me, addressing me directly. I want to see that doll. That doll? I point to Sextant. You mean her? Melanie nods. Sure, I guess. Melanie approaches us. Suddenly, a chill runs down my spine, and my hand reflexively reaches for the gun at my waist. Upon realizing what I am doing, I quickly turn aside so she doesn't see me and fold my arms across my chest. She walks up to Sextant and looks her up and down. Finally, her gaze settles on the position where we discovered the signs of cellular fusion. I knew it. Knew what? Have you seen him? Have you seen her before? Not this one, but she looks a lot like the ones I saw before. She also has signs of this fusion. Melanie's words make me stiffen up. Do you know what these signs of fusion are? They are from Bujum extracts. They show signs like this after fusion. Bujum cell structures? Hang on. The activity has suddenly increased. Deer quickly checks on Sextant's condition. Rosa walks up in front of me and reflexively takes up a defensive position, while Coffee pulls Maylin and Melanie away. Be careful, Commander. Logically speaking, the chance of her self-repairing like this should be vanishingly low, but the characteristics of the Bujum cells might actually end up coming into play here. Self-repair, huh? So, a doll who can self-repair, and a third-gen doll at that. Well, that's interesting. Looks like she's recovering faster than expected. Oh, what? Dear, I don't know if you should be that enthusiastic about this. Her neural cloud is rebuilding. The bad sectors are actually accepting connections. Deer stares incredulously at the instrument he's holding, while Groza warily raises her gun and points it at Sextant while shouting at to Coffee. Get Maylin and that girl out of here. Okay. Coffee drags Maylin and Melanie outside. Melanie keeps looking back as she goes. After Coffee closes the door behind her, I return my attention to Sextant. Can you repair her NeuroCloud backup logs while we are at it? I am doing it right now. Reboot successful. Local NeuroCloud backup activated. Backup failed. Reboot successful. NeuroCloud backup activated. Now connecting to remote database. Remote database connection failed. Rebooting in local mode. System online. Now loading affiliation data. Affiliation ID failed. Sextant opens her eyes but remains still. She looks at me, her eyes filled with confusion. Are you my master? Oh man, lots of Fate references here. Isn't there? First Kralik saying that people die when they're killed, and now this. Your master. Sexton walks towards me and extends a hand. I reflexively reach out to take it, but Groza blocks me. Commander, she poses a huge threat. You mustn't lower your guard. Deer quickly works on his instruments, and then he suddenly chuckles. Commander, looks like you might actually become her new master. What do you mean? Well, her affiliation and authorization data have been completely cleared out, and her systems are back to their default states. If you like, you can take ownership of her. Does that mean anything? Of course it does. That way you can easily retrieve those neurologs you wanted. I mean, the only human here who can do this is you, right, Commander? I glance at Groza. She doesn't look at me. Her gun is still trained on Sextant. If it will aid your mission, then you should assume ownership of her. Oh. I nod, and Deer immediately begins stepping away on his touchscreen. Sexton's eyes briefly flash. Soon, Deer puts his instruments down and confidently addresses me. Done. She won't regard you guys as enemies anymore. And her neural cloud is reconstructing itself. Also, I found something neat. Something neat? She has an IFF key in her database. Do you know what that means? Are you saying that anything the key regards as friendly is actually an enemy to us? That's right. See, all the combat logs from nearby have been transmitted to her neurocloud. My guess is that these friendly coordinates show the movement of Mangi security forces. There's no other PMC with so many guys in this shitty part of the Yellow Zone. So the 3rd gen dolls are also linked to Mangi security. Okay, so that's all the confirmation I needed. Mangi security is working for someone who has direct connection with the Nito dolls. Okay, alright, I see how it is. I mean, that much is obvious, right? 3rd gen dolls were the product of the conglomerate to begin with. Yeah. So, if we have a more precise location for Hide 404, we can use sextants to backtrace them through Mangi security positions. I nod. Then, my terminal suddenly rings. Commander, do you read me? Loud and clear. Go ahead. We found the coordinates. We ran into a small detachment of Mangi security personnel. They were few in numbers, and we have already eliminated them. We found a couple of Survey Corps troopers during the firefight. One perished and the other is very badly wounded. Can you send him back to the Almo for treatment? His wounds are severe and we cannot move him easily. Miss Diane is administering first aid, but... Diane, what is that trooper's condition? His bleeding isn't stopping. At this rate, he won't last long. Are you... dolls? Let me speak with your commander. Master, he... Patch him up. Will do. We are from 3762nd Platoon of the 7th Environmental Survey Corps. We are bounty hunters who were passing by and picked up your distress signal. Can you tell me what happened to you? you. While carrying out our mission, we encountered many aliens and enemies from an unknown faction. They've destroyed all the signal markers nearby. I knew it. I thought I was about to sneeze for a moment. While we were sitting up at a signal basing station, we were attacked by mercenaries from Mangi Security. Our mission can't end with us. For the sake of our brothers. Please, stay still. You're in critical condition. Right now, I am conscripting your dolls in the name of the 7th Survey Corps. Please head to our position and provide backup. Our main force has been surrounded. If you help, I am sure the first sergeant regard your well. Understood. We will help you out. Thank you. Hang in there. Don't give up. Remember, you promised. Commander, he's not breathing. Santoresi, please bury them. Let them rest in peace. Also, bring their dog tags back to the Almo. Alright. I ended the transmission and signed heavily. I would guess that things would turn out. I would guess it that things would turn out this way. But I still can't but feel a little sad for those soldiers. Dear, you said Hyde 404 was accompanying the survey corps, right? That's what Kluke said, yes? So the base station they struggled to build should be nearby. Have sextants prepared to backtrace them. Rosa, take our remaining dolls. Use sextants as a guide to find Hyde 404. Understood. We have to find them. We can't waste what those soldiers spend their lives to protect. Let's go! Man, I don't know what it is, but I'm feeling very, very sleepy. It's not that bad to the point where I should drop the stream though, but it's just a bit of an inconvenience. Since it makes it a bit harder to read. But at last, CA19, the final stage, finally. We hurry back to the ops room. Deer heads to the comms hub and begins connecting to the equipment. Can you find 404's location with the base station? I'm trying, but my guess is that it's not too likely. The base station might be mil-spec hardware, but Mangi Security already knows it exists. So in addition to sending people to destroy it, they will increase their efforts in jamming its signal. The communications hub emits a signal loss tone, validating Deer's thinking. Didn't work like I expected. Still, there might be hope if we can use sextants to help. Hang on. Deer crawls under the command terminal and begins installing some extra equipment. Meanwhile, I use this time to contact Santoresi. Santoresi, how are things now? We've buried the soldiers. The base station seems to be running normally. Right. spread out and establish a defense line. Now that Mengi knows they failed, they will send more people over to counterattack. You must ensure the base station is secure. Understood. Master, we won't disappoint you. Deer emerges from under the command terminal and taps several locations on the touchscreen, whereupon their menus begin to change. Right. I copied over the frequency settings from the military base station. This way, the Elmo can use it as a relay to search for nearby Mengi security signals. Well done. Groza, do you read me? Go ahead, Commander. Connect to Sexton's level 2 and see if you can find any treasure. Got it. Working now. Groza ends the transmission. Soon, Sexton's IFF key is transmitted to the Elmo systems. This military base station has great coverage. Now, for the nearby signal traces... What's wrong? The good news is that this IFF key is really effective. It's picking up traces of every single position Mengi forces have been to. The bad news is it's picking up traces of every single position Mengi forces have been to. So they are all over the map. I look at the map after signal analysis has been done. Our surroundings are covered in red dots. Looks like they were really earning their paychecks. Let's think about this from a different angle. Look for signal traces belonging to the highest ranked contacts among these. Deer gets my meaning. He nods and immediately begins working on the task. Got it. There are two sets of signal traces corresponding to highly encrypted wavelengths. The first was active between half a month to 1 day ago, while the other suddenly appeared a day ago. Looks like we found them. Can we try to pinpoint the signal location? One moment. Nope. Looks like they're using a different communications network for the rest of Mengi security. We can't obtain their exact location with Sexton's permissions. However, if we can use Sexton's permissions to connect to that network and crack their firewall, we might be able to see their location. That said, it will probably take a full day to crack it with the Elmo's current equipment. Well, we'll just start by trying to crack it. Deer begins his work. Like he said, the progress bar on the monitor is crawling along. I sink into thought, then I suddenly think of something and look towards the Dundagate. Say, Dandelion, isn't cracking your forte? You're terrible, Commander. You only want me for my cryptanalysis. Enough to make me cry. I'm sorry. Can you help us out? Well, like that boy said, the Elmo systems don't support cracking. As for me, my processing power is limited to that of this tiny Dundagate. Have you forgotten that all the signal markers are destroyed and my connection to the outside world has been severed? Commander, look at this. Deer suddenly exclaims, and I look at the command terminal screen. The opposition signal security level has suddenly fallen. Deer begins tapping on the screen before I can tell him to. Wait, they voluntarily lowered their own security level? There's a chance now. They lower it? Did they encounter 404? So they lowered their security level to be compatible with 404 security channels. That means we don't have much time to do this, given our current speed. The progress bar visibly picks up speed, but the estimated completion time shows that the operation will still take close to an hour to finish. Damn it, we're still too slow. The Dandelion flies up to the screen, and its mono eye flashes. Then, Dandelion projects her image and smiles smugly, as always, as she speaks to me. Well, if they've lowered their security to this level, I might be able to do something about it. However, I can't handle an encrypted signal to this level alone. Tell me, what do you need? You know me so well, Commander. Can I borrow those cute little dolls of yours? You're not going to do anything dangerous, are you? Relax. I'm returning them all in one piece after I am done. I will set myself up as the relay, so even if the offensive barriers trigger, I will be the only one to melt down. Well, have I allayed your concerns? Aye, the Dundagate dubiously, and then contact Groza. Soon, processing power reaches the command system. The Dundagate perches on the command terminal and begins to work. Looks like there were offensive barriers after all. Time for me to show what I can do. Alright, okay. Everyone, I need you to focus your forces on the weakest part of the enemy protocol. I will assist you from the outside and keep you from being contaminated by the enemy data. If we are ready, then let's go. Who should I bring? Tentoresi is moving over, right? Along with Diane. And I can also imagine that the rest of the Zucchero dolls are with her. I think, maybe. So with that said, I think I'm going to bring Coffee, Groza, Nemesis, and Krolik. The classic formation that I used to clear most of the main story stages. Now, let's already start by getting some things out of the way. For example, Pia. Boom. Now, Krolik. Do this too. Move behind cover. Groza. Can you reach those two? Yes, you can, but it's not that much damage. Whatever. Now, do this thing. I find it so weird the way that this little dog thing walks. Bye bye, elite mechanist. So easy. Let me see. I can move some more, but I cannot do anything significant with this movement. Oh wow. Coffee, kill this thing. Thank you. Easy. We are in. Connect to the channel. The system indicates that the cracking was successful and Deer begins eavesdropping on them. After some crackling noises, a couple of voices are clearly audible on the channel. I am here now. Belka, destroy the amplifier. 404 cuts all cones now. That's Cookie's voice. So they encounter each other already. What should we do? Should we contact 404? No can do. They've gone silent, and using a Mangi frequency to establish cones would be too risky. Can we obtain their positions from the transmission just now? Sure can. Right. Send it to Groza. Groza, we've got an approximate location for 404. Sending it over now. Head there, ASAP. Also, take Sextans with you. Use her to correct your course along the way. Must we? She can perform course corrections from aboard the Elmo. The opposition's permissions outrank Sextans, so it might be another third gem doll. Right now, she's affiliated with the Elmo, so having some extra fighting power will help with the upcoming OP. Understood. I will leave Nemesis and Coffin here to defend the Elmo. Everyone else will go help hide 404. Roger that. I'm counting on you. Rosa ends the transmission and prepares to head out. As for me, I pause to think before sending a transmission to Centauresi. Centauresi, C-Trip. The enemy has attempted 2 counterattacks. We've repulsed them both. They might continue trying to seize this location. Abandon the base station and return to the Elmo. Just like that, Master? Mangi will lower their guard once we abandon the base station. However, I think for a moment. Before that, send one last message from it. What kind of message? Use Morse code and broadcast in clear text. Where are you? Alright, I will do so now. Soon, Groza's jeep leaves the Elmo and races off into the distance. Meanwhile, a series of long and short tones repeats through my earpiece, and I pray that they will convey the adequate hope. Come on, you have to make it. That's where it ends? Okay. Alright. Fine, I guess. I wish there was a little bit more. I wish they would leave us with a bit of a clue K presence. Just like what they did with Centauresi at the end of Diane's event story. But hey, nonetheless, they are still building stuff, right? And considering that Clue K's event is going to happen very, very soon, I think we are not going to have to wait too long to read the rest of the story. I hope your savings for the Clue K banner are being nicely. In case they are not sufficient for Clue K's banner, I do hope that the plethora of rewards that the devs are going to give us are going to be enough for your boost. Now, what else can I do here? The Zucchero Café has ended. The main story has ended. What's next now? Cookie's event's not coming until the 20th? This month, I think. This is like, what, a week away from now? Let me see something. Gross front line. For croquet, nothing. White Day, no. Oh yeah, don't forget to claim the special codes for White Day. And don't forget to read Centaures's message. Ah, found it. Team Events Aphelion, Part 1. March 20th. Okay, a week away, essentially, from now. What can I do? I do want to stream Lua still. Maybe I'm going to do it tomorrow. But then also, I also have the stream NeuroCloud story. How much until that finishes? Let me see. NeuroCloud. Yen official. I'll have to log into the game to know. But I'm probably going to stream tomorrow, and it's probably going to be Wua. I really want to explore Renacita. The only reason I haven't done it yet is because I want to do it on stream. And I want to take the opportunity to finally stream again a game that have English dub, so I can finally rest my vocal cord. Well, that's everything for today. It was a cool event. It was a nice event. It was the best part of this event was seeing the commander reunite with the dolls and have that conversation with Springfield. Seeing the commander seeing for themselves that the dolls still accept them and forgive them and don't how do I say this? They don't store any hatred or rancor. Is rancor a real word in English? They don't have any bad feelings towards the commander. It was a really nice scene to see. I wish it was a bit longer. I wish... I want to see the commander interact with the other dolls, but perhaps it would be better. I think I can still see this in the dormitory stories, right? Does Macchiaro have her stories here? Let me see, archive. Yes, she does. I just need to raise her. Raise her affinity. Well, that's everything. There's not anything else to see, right? Oh yeah, reverse collapse. Okay, right. Reverse collapse, I almost forgot, is celebrating a 1-year anniversary at the time that I'm doing this event. There is a fan art event. Don't forget to participate if you are interested. The reward, if I remember correctly, are Google Play gift codes. They are through the GFL2 interface. You can access a free demo of Reverse Collapse. What I'm going to do? I think this weekend I stream Withering Waves, and then on Monday next week I go back to streaming Reverse Collapse, and then I keep streaming Reverse Collapse until probably until the Cluke event drops. Let me see. Today is okay, so it'll be Withering Waves on the weekends, Cluke, Reverse Collapse on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday maybe I stream, maybe not, depends. Thursday I'm not going to stream anything, and then Friday I'm going to start streaming the 2K event, hopefully. That's the plans for now. I can't promise anything, but those are my intentions. So, with that said, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye.